Hello everyone. It was a long time, wasn't it? But after my hibernation, I'm back, at least for now. And I have some news to share with you. We got a new OpenRA release, which wasn't what I was hoping for, but we still have some interesting new features, especially for the modders. Firstly, OpenRA now supports 16-bit high-resolution graphics, which, to be honest, I don't see big difference, but from modeling perspective it's much easier to do assets and a lot of other stuffs. And second news, we got a new balance attempt, which should be default for the next OpenRA release. And right now I'm testing with Mr. Blacksir, the top playing as Orders, and I'm on the south playing as Harkonnen. We are playing the source map, a little bit tweaked from the last version. Now both players have the same building space. It's still not perfect, Blacksir have more problems with placing his buildings than I am. And here we got some action. Ordo strikes are here. But as you can see, they are not what they was. This is something we wanna address in this balance. In default maps, the strikes are pretty useless, and in tournament maps that was quite OP. And now they still looks pretty weak. Blacksir definitely lose more strikes than I infantry, and I don't even need to use troopers to repel them. But he's trying. At least he forced me to build lots of infantry, because I don't know from which angle he attack next. This looks a little bit better for him, but I still think I'm more cost effective in this trade. Let's see the army graph. Nothing to see here. Yeah, he decided to go back, probably good choice. Second attempt. So, kill deaths. I kill 4k and he killed 2, so very good for me. Even he forced me to build lots of infantry. I'm still on the better position. In terms of eco, we are equal. I'm slightly behind, which is weird because, as you can see, he built the refineries from wrong angle, and his harvesters need to travel more to the destination, but I'm still behind. Well, this is interesting. He decided to go for the quads. This could work, like quads are much better versus buildings than trikes, and they are harder to kill from basic infantry. But as soon as I start producing tanks, the usefulness go down. Especially on these small narrow maps, it is always harder to outflank enemy army or just find some weak spot. You can just block the entrances from all the angles. I don't really know what I was hoping to achieve here. I was probably trying to discover what's Blacksir actually doing, but you can see if your trucks are supported with some infantry there, actually you get much value from this combination than trucks alone. Here's some flank, which I didn't notice. And this is quite dangerous for me because I have nothing here. So will he decide to go for the harvesters or for the buildings? That's a choice. He decide for the buildings. Yeah, at least they don't move. If unit move, the damage from glass is actually pretty low. Yeah, he's going for the heavy factory. Good choice. Luckily for me, I got the second one, but still takes a long time to build. I'm also only on one refinery, which really stacks my harvesters in the fields. My eco should suffer sooner or later. I have some counter-attack ready, but it's just not enough. Basic infantry versus nothing, and Blacksir is trying something with the trikes. So let's see how it go. Yeah, I'm going in. But basic infantry doesn't have good damage versus buildings. Yeah, at least I forced him to go on low power, and the trikes are going home, which is very good for me because my base is still pretty weak. If he attack here on my base, it will be much big trouble for me than if he's going home. Even I lose probably all army for this trade. Yeah, here's the first tank. Going for the crashes, and this is the end. Not very good for me. I forced him to sell one refinery, but he still got 3 more and doesn't kill much. And trikes supported with tank actually do their job very properly. Yeah, let's see the army graph. Yeah, my army quite suffer. The economy is also quite bad because I was on low one refinery. I try to compensate this by building more barracks, so I get full production and rebuild quite faster. On the other hand, Blacksir is going for the second heavy factory, so he will produce tanks faster. At least I rebuild my refineries, and in economic term they are a little bit in my favor. Yeah, I need to go back because this will end badly. I saw there is lots of vehicles there, so I switch to troopers, and now it's payoffs. You can see troopers are much better in this balance. You really need to move fast with vehicles to avoid damage from them. On the other hand, I lost the middle. I always try to capture husk with engineers, but you must do it manually, and in the heat of battle you usually doesn't have time to do it, or just misclick. One tank, probably even this one I managed. Will be quite good. Yeah, 3 tanks. Thank you, Mr. Blacksir, for your donation. But here's the real deal. Blacksir already has a MCV. I can expand in the middle. I should expand also. Yeah, I'm building MCV too because I'm running out of the spice. Same for the Blacksir. Also, this is something that is new in this OpenRA version. Spice regeneration works differently now. Instead of spreading a random amount of spice when spice bloom explode, it gives you more spice the longer it's on the map. So it's actually better to let it grow. It gives you more money. or more spice. It also forces you to expand faster and secure new spice fields for the later game, because otherwise you will be broke later. Okay, we have a lot of action here and also here. Hard to track, but here are my tanks. Here's just infantry versus infantry, and there's also something in the middle. Yeah, I decided to go back because I have not. I don't have lots of infantry to counter enemy troopers. Enemy troopers are very good in this balance. You must be careful to go against them even with tanks. For this reason I bought one siege tank just to force this infantry to go back. Fire damage. Yeah, Blacksir know this, and he managed to kill my siege. Even it cost him 2 tanks, but it was still good trade for him because otherwise this whole infantry of his will be dead. Okay, he's countering here. Looks actually quite good for me, so let's see. Yeah, my plan was to expand, build barracks, and grinding up, also building turrets to support my army. Here's the siege from the Blacksir. Lots of damage, you can already see that, but I still have lots of tanks. But here's the counter push, which I don't have much to do with. Whoa, what is this? Yeah, better aim point. This was a mistake for me. And my heavy factory is in danger, but I probably could manage it. But actually I decide to retreat from here. Don't even expand. Yeah, my thought process was like I wouldn't be successful here anyway, and I need to expand on my own expansion because I already ran out all the spice. My ecos should suffer soon. I ordered lots of harvesters from my starport. On the other hand, Blacksir started building carrials, which is interesting. This is small map. Like the spice is really close to your base. You probably don't need carrials on this map. But yeah, he doesn't. He built the refinery there, so okay. Yeah, I'm totally broke. Because I have nothing to mine from here. Also trying some action here. Probably if I just kill these 2 refineries, it will be quite good for now. But here's some tanks. Kill 2 with just 2 troopers, not bad actually. I'm trying to counter here, but it's just basic infantry, 5 troopers. Will it be enough? And I'm still pretty broke, even I have lots of harvesters. Here's my second attempt to to do something, but I have no infantry nearby me, and there was some troopers, so I decided to go back. I don't wanna risk all my tanks army just for 5 troopers. Even I am Harkonnen and I have lots of health, so troopers are quite deadly on this map. But on the other hand, because I have a Harkonnen tank, I have slightly advantage, especially on this map, because they slow disadvantage is actually not a problem here, because this is a narrow map. You cannot just flank me up and go for the base or harvesters. But the speed is still the problem versus the troopers when you want a crushing. Yeah, you can see the Ordos tanks are much better on crushing speed than the Harkonnen tanks. But in tank versus tank situation, Harkonnen tanks are actually better. Okay, so I managed to kill 2 refineries, some harvesters, but I was not very successful on this front. So let's look at the army. I'm quite ahead actually. Yeah, maybe instead of repairing I should just push. But that's the magic of the replay. You know all your missed opportunities. Actually, I was thinking back then that I was behind because of that bad engagement. Looks like we divide the map into the half and are a little bit stuck. I got Starport, from which I'm ordering a lot of units, and that's expensive, but it's also a reason why I have lots of tanks. On the other hand, Blacksir are just using basic factory, which is better in eco terms, like it's not as expensive. Blacksir are going for the crushes, but here's the thing. His tanks shooting on my infantry and my tanks shooting on his tanks, so I'm actually dealing more damage. Anyway, that was the purpose of these infantrymen, just to distract the enemy tanks. Okay, I have lots of tanks, I should probably win this, but there is also lots of troopers. Maybe if I bring some my infantry here just to rid of these ones. Or just go for the crushes, which I'm hesitate, because if Harkonnen tanks are bad at something, it's the crushing spree, because they are usually dead before they get any chance. Yeah, on the other hand, Ordos tanks excel on this unpleasant task. Another reason is that I have no troopers there. Some counter-attack here. Also some tanks are here. This looks nice. Will I manage it? But here comes the reinforcements, and I feel I just doesn't have enough. Lost lots of my tanks. Definitely not a good engagement here and here. I do some damage, but not enough to rid of all the bases. See the army graph now? Yeah, this was very bad. At least I have shit tons of money and I can rebuy all my losses from Starport. But it will take time, and I need more tanks right now, not in the minute. Yeah, he plays very carefully here. He put his troopers and infantry in front, and now he is pushing with tanks only when he knows that my troopers are busy with his troopers. Very good play, by the way. Yeah, and I'm on low power. Now they crash. Game. Lots of harvesters dead, lots of refrains. At least the base survive for now. Well, after this raid, my economy doesn't look as good anymore. But on the other hand, I have lots of donations from Mr. Blacksir for his tanks. I just need to pick them up. Which is tricky, as you can see. I was busy elsewhere. Now when I'm looking on my map, I'm also doesn't have lots of spice on my expansions. It's funny, on new version you can actually run out of spice on the whole map. And because I'm ordering from Starport, I'm burning my cash pretty quickly. Blacksir still have lots of spice in here on his expansion. And I know this. That's why I'm trying to do something in his expansion, just to prevent the mining here or just get rid of this base ideally. Well, again, my siege is shooting where they shouldn't, so I go for the crushing instead. On the other hand, Blacksir go for the counter push here, and I have just nothing here. And if I lose this base, it's GG. Yeah. Probably too soon. I still have a lot of army. But I will probably not be able to rid of this base, and he will probably rid of this one. He already almost killed everything here. So if you like what you just saw, start playing the game. Right now we are in desperate need for some new players for 1v1 to test these new balance patches and make this game even better. Thank you for watching and see you next time.